Hi, in this video I want to talk about why you should film your YouTube videos in 1080p and upscale it to 4K. There's a lot of reasons and I'm going to tell you today. Yeah, it's boiled down to money and time. Let's talk about it right now. I've been recording all my YouTube videos in 1080p, but only in the last few weeks I've been upscaling it to 4K. Now you're probably wondering, why am I recording in 1080p when most of YouTubers are recording 4K? Well, the reason is it saves a lot of money and time. Let me explain. Now 1080p is actually 4 times less storage than 4K. And most of YouTube video watchers or someone who watch YouTubes usually watch it on the phone. I think the stats shows that about 60 to 70% of people watching YouTubes are on their smartphone. And smartphone has a small screen, right? It really doesn't matter if you watch in 1080p or 4K. In fact, even 720p it's fine. And so that is probably one of the main reasons. But on top of that, when you're recording this 1080p data set, it's gonna be about 4 times less storage. For example, a 5-minute 1080p clips is gonna be around, I think, almost 1 gig, whereas a 4K 5-minute videos would be about almost 4 gig. So you have almost 3 to 4 times more data to store it in 4K. When you record it first time, for example, you put it on your SD card and then you put it into your computer so you can edit it faster. So that's one of the advantage, is that you can transfer the data, the 1080p, like 1 gig, into the computer really fast. You talk about a couple minutes at most, whereas 4K will take 3-4 times more than that, especially when you have a slow computer. And we are editing a 1080p timeline. Boy, is it faster than a 4K, especially when you are transcoding it to, like, say, 1080p time clips or 4K time clips. I mean, if you're doing everything in 4K, it will slow your workflow, right? It's the reason why I think you should always film in 1080p. I mean, you save storage, and for editing, it's much faster. And on top of that, AI that people are implementing, especially for special effects, if you're doing in 1080p, the cost to do AI special effects is much cheaper than 4K. In fact, you not only save money, you save time. The quality when you're using AI is usually set to 720p anyway, or 1080p. And if you go to 4K, I don't know, there are many companies out there that actually do 4K AI video editing or video special effects. It's going to be definitely more expensive. You can check that out when you're trying to create, like, say, VO from Google, or Grok from X, or if you're using other platform for video creation using AI. 4K is definitely much more expensive and time consuming. So this is why, yes, film in 1080p, edit in 1080p, and use the special effects if you're using AI in 1080p. You'll save a lot of money and time. That's bottom line. Now, once you finish the product, once you finish editing, you then upscale it to 4K. And you'll see this video, for example, is filmed in 1080p, is upscaled to 4K. So what is happening is that you are storing your raw data in 1080p, which is a small file. And then when you finish editing, you will then store it in 4K format. Now, of course, the resolution is not as great as the native 4K. Once you upscale it to 4K and upload it to YouTube, I don't see that much of a difference. If you look at the movie in the past, let's say 1980s, 1990, 2000, even 2010, they're filming, 1080p or 2.7K video format, and the quality is amazing, right? It's just how they color graded, and it's the storyline and the the audio. Those are more important, I believe. So that's my take on filming in 1080p, especially on YouTube. Definitely you're saving money and you're saving time. Now, what I mean by storage, I mean, like, when you're storing on your hard drive, for example, this one here, this is a 5 terabyte storage. If you're using 4K, it will eat up this hard drive very quickly. On a 1080p, this 5 terabyte, will last me maybe about 3-4 years. So especially now, the memory, like, storage memory or the RAM, are so expensive, right? So it is definitely time to look at how much money you spend to do your videos. At the end of the day, it does come back to costs. You're producing YouTube videos, so you can make a bit of money out of it, but how much you're actually spending to create these videos, that's important. So yeah, my recommendation is always 1080p, upscale to 4K. You're going to save a lot of money and time and a lot of headache, especially when you're doing AI added to your videos. Okay? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and give me a little heart of appreciation. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.